RWP is brought to you by Porch Beer Entertainment.
Did that just cut out for you too? Okay,
No,
there.
no, it just increased in volume.
Okay, but you should hear now.
Yeah, now it's just really loud.
Is it really loud? All right,
Yeah.
cool. I can turn it down a little bit.
We just did a lot of things. Like we were bouncing from place to place and seeing like a bunch of people, and then we had our neighborhood party.
With this neighborhood.
Oh, so Saturday night was poker night for the neighborhood. So all the guys got together.
So was this the first poker night experience that you've had with the
no,
group?
second one. First one I lost. I lost all my money.
Naturally.
Yeah, and I mean
that's what happens on poker
and
night.
we're just getting drunk there.
Yeah, and
then
it's you.
Their guys
set the scene. So it's you and.
So I showed up late because the guy thought I wasn't home, so he didn't text me. He's just he texted me like on Friday, said, "Hey, poker night Saturday, you in or you out?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And
it's a lot of pressure because it's like you can't. If you say no, you're looked at as the town ass.
Yeah. So
If you just say no.
Saturday came around, and I texted Jeff, my neighbor, and I was like, "Hey, man, what time does poker start?" And last time it didn't start till like 8 at night. So this time they moved it up. It started at 6.
Because 8 at night, poker night, I assume went to like midnight, 1 a.m. Like it was a long night.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And so they were like, well, since we have the neighborhood party the day after, they're like, let's just get everyone, done early. So they started at 6, but it was still going strong. So he's like, oh, we've been going for 2 hours. So I was like, all right, I'll be right there. I get there. They make me drink moonshine. And then they start having beers.
If you're a listener of this show... That was a good save, though.
That was.
God, the foam just... Sorry about that. The foam on the beer just rose to the top, and I had to protect all the equipment. What I was saying is, if you're a listener of the show, we had an episode where we discussed Salty Dalton getting very drunk with his neighbors. So if you're a longtime listener, you've heard about that story. So would you say that you were equally as drunk this time, or was it a lot less?
No, so this is less because it's just poker night. But we were all drunk. I won $100-some.
Wow, congrats. Yeah. Texas Hold'em?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I won like 100-some over the course of the night. There were like 12 people there at one point. It dwindled. There were only 4 of us left, and then I cashed out. It paid for the entire Costco trip, which bought all the stuff that we needed for both the cookout and whatever. But because so many of those guys got hammered on Saturday, like I wasn't blackout, but I was drunk. It was rough the next day, and then later that day we had the cookout, and so they had started with Bloody Marys at like 10 in the morning. Jeez. We do the cookout. It's nothing like the last one. We're all hanging out, having a good time, but like probably 80% of the people turn in at like 8.
Wow.
Because
they were so...
They're just messed up, and they're like tired, and like they all go and like, they're a lot older too. So it's just like 6 of us left, and it's all the younger people in the neighborhood. So Ashley and I are the youngest by far.
Yeah.
But there's a couple other couples that are like, very early 30s, and we're all like, dude, what the heck? Like, these people go so hard.
Where was the party? Out there in the circle?
Yeah. And we're like, these people normally go the hardest of anyone. And then we figured out it was poker night, and they started poker night way too early, so it was just sustained drunk.
Wow.
It was interesting. So
how was the food? That's really the only thing I care about is the food.
So there's a guy down the street who smokes meat like 24/7. So he's got like 4 different smokers, and he does like pork and pulled pork and chicken and all this stuff, and he smokes it for like 12 hours.
Oh.
And he put out trays of food. They were doing burgers and brats. It was really good. So that's how we spent our Sunday. That was cool. And I mean, no one got hammered Sunday, so we were rolling into Monday okay. I told myself I wasn't going to do the Murph because I was really sore and I hadn't worked out in months.
I was wondering because I remembered it from last year.
So I did it again anyway.
Okay,
but I did it by myself.
Post.
I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go drive to the place. And then I had to drive 25 minutes there. And I was like, I'm just going to do it now.
Yeah.
So
no,
what about you?
Not a lot. Friday was a lot of drinking and a lot of pizza because I had the coworkers over for Porch Beer Friday. We got the Big Daddy's Pizza, which has been featured on this show before, where the pizza box is about the size of this table. Had a lot of alcohol, all beer though. The worst one for you. And then the rest of the weekend was pretty light. Monday went to good old Camden Yards in Baltimore with the Pops. Saw a little Orioles-Tigers baseball game.
Saw Miggy.
I tried so I went in thinking I'm going to try one of their new menu items for this year, which was this buffalo mac and cheese.
Yeah. Oh,
and I was like, that's going to be fantastic. I took 2 bites. I couldn't eat any more of it. It was that bad.
Like was it like too spicy? Was
no,
it not enough
it was
ratio?
Just bad. It was just bad. Good? It just tasted bad. And I felt bad because I was like, man, I really wanted this to be good. So I ended up getting chicken tenders later. But my dad got some oysters. The oysters were great because they were right out of the oysters. The guy was like, oh, yeah, I caught these this morning. He's like, yeah. And he's like shucking them. And he's like, oh, yeah, these are literally from the bay. I caught them this morning. We're like, damn. But it was a good time. It was a good time. I think the best thing about those sort of weekends is when it's Saturday, when you go, not only do I have one more day, I have two more
days in the pocket.
And even Friday when you're going, I have a whole weekend ahead of me. Because in college, you and I occasionally did the bit where you would have no classes on a Friday or like a Monday, so it'd be a 3-day weekend. And that feeling on the day before the 3-day weekend. Now, that was in college. It was every week, which is just a mad. Now, you get a 3-day weekend every couple weeks, but you have to really work for it. Now, I would put in an extra few hours every day to get that.
It's just an extra hour every day, except for Fridays, which stay at 8 hours. Everything else is 9, and then I bank enough to make up a 8-hour workday, and I just comp that off.
Man, I like it. I like the strategy. Yeah. We do want to remind people that we have this is which we'll announce in a moment. This is episode 38, but 39 will be next week. And then the week after, we'll be doing the big quiz for episode 40. Abby will be the moderator. Ashley has already committed to be the scorekeeper. Is that right? Is that still correct. That's still in play? As
far as she knows, it is.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll get a good camera shot of all that happening. That's in a couple weeks, and then we'll be taking the week off after that for where you'll get the best of, which I should probably get started working on. I will, I'll get working on that, and then also the new intro, like you asked me to do. I'll work on that too. Because I'll be ready for the new season.
Oh, so you haven't even started yet?
More
lightning? Yeah, was there more lightning?
But I did get a video up from last week's show, so...
Yeah, we're just missing a couple more shows before that, too.
Yeah, but I've been that's 2 weeks in a row that I put videos up.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Because I've been using Fridays, I've been trying to clear my schedule at work, and then I work on that a little bit at the beginning. Yeah. But tomorrow I'm a little busy. But they'll be up by Saturday. We'll get some clips up. I don't know. What if this show's just not funny? That's the problem.
It might not be.
There's a lot of stress.
If you can't pull clips, it probably means we don't have any good bits.
God, what if we don't have any bits tonight?
Well, that would suck.
Is it dark in here, or is it just me?
It's dark in here.
Oh, okay.
I think. Did you dim these lights?
I didn't dim the lights.
It's mood lighting. These are totally dimmed. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I didn't mean to make the mood. This dark and gloomy. I didn't touch the dimmer. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. See, I don't know. Is that easy to install, a dimmer?
Yeah.
Okay. Because maybe I'll get a dimmer in my house. I'll think about it. I don't know.
Why do you want one?
I don't know. Maybe because I want to adjust the lighting.
The mood?
No. It would be literally because it would be like my eyes hurt because it's so bright.
Yeah.
When we play ping pong at work, sometimes if somebody hits a ball too high and it gets caught in the overhead lights.
That's tactic. That's actually smart.
Yeah. I always go, my eyes are burning, and then and then they usually get the point. We're at the point now that we have the record between Ricky and I is like 500 and something to 500 and something.
That's a lot of games.
Well, this is over like 2 years. Yeah, it's over. It's literally over.
You're averaging two games a day for a year.
So we used to play a lot more. Now it's literally only twice a week. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's in the morning. Best of 3 games in the morning, and then best of 3 games right before we leave.
So there's 6 games
for twice a week. Yeah, so 12 games a week.
We only play once.
Yeah, but we play at like 8 a.m. because Ricky only comes to the office twice a week. He's got that bit going where he's able to work from home 3 days out of the week.
Pretty awesome. You should try for that.
I mean, well, maybe when I move, because right now I live like a mile from the office, so it's kind of hard to be like, this commute, man's really killing me.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot. I forgot what I was going to ask. I don't know. Do we do jokes before we start?
We do.
Joke. It's a joke, right?
It's a dad joke, yeah. And then here's the thing, though. Last time you didn't let me try to answer the joke because That's one thing about jokes that you don't normally get a chance to answer.
Well, I thought I gave a long enough pause.
No, you gave.
I'm not
going to
wait like 5 minutes. Okay, all right.
All right. Let's try this.
My boss told me to attach 2 pieces of wood together.
What's the joke?
I totally nailed it.
Oh,
that's a joke.
I totally nailed it.
Yeah, get it? Attach 2 pieces of wood together. Totally nailed it. Because you would nail 2 pieces of wood.
So he's saying like I did a great job.
Yes.
And he nailed it.
Yeah, it's both. It's dual meaning, yeah.
So you could be like, man, I really slam dunked that presentation because you really literally took the presentation and dunked it in the trash.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. All right. Let's start the show.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yet I've flown from one side of this galaxy to the other. I've seen a lot of strange stuff.
Arise, riders of Theoden! Spears shall be shaken! Shields shall be splintered! A sword day! A red day! Where the sun rises!
Broadcasting from the porch or the basement or whatever realm hasn't banished them yet. It's the Random Word Podcast with your hosts, Ben and Salty Dalton.
Welcome in again to Channel 9 News with your anchormen, Salty Dalton and Ben behind the microphones here, delivering you the hardest-hitting, most random words found. Ben, take it away.
Well, it's really good to be here, Dalton. We're here live outside of the arena. The storms are coming.
What
it's
arena is it?
The Colosseum in Rome.
Rome, yeah. That's fine.
We're 5,000 years ago.
You can still go to Rome today.
Oh, yeah, the Colosseum still exists. Remember that weird movie where the guy would be able to like shapeshift almost, where he was able to like appear and reappear other places? Jumper. And
didn't Hayden Christensen.
And didn't he go to the Colosseum in Rome? And Rachel Bilson was in it. Summer from the OC.
Samuel L. Jackson was the main bad guy.
Man, what a career! What a career! He always gets to be something fun. This is the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Random Word Podcast. This is episode 38.
Glad you found us. On the interwebs.
So what's up?
Do we have like a format or something you want to do for the show, or are we just going to kind of speak from the top of the head?
No.
What if we just ripped up the format? We're just like, let's see what happens. We don't need to do that.
That would be like,
I don't know. It would be the worst show ever, probably. Actually, we started the very first show we ever did. No format. If you think about that. Or maybe was there?
There was a format, but it was really was bad.
Yeah,
like it wasn't descriptive at all. Man. It was just like bullets. It was like, do this.
The funny thing that Salty Dalton does now is he will wait until right before the show to send me the format.
We had a fiasco last week because that's when
we didn't even have. We had to look on the phone.
I had mine. Yeah,
it was embarrassing.
I'm telling you, man, because whenever I decide to actually start hammering it out, I have to be a little discreet about it.
Well, yeah,
but something.
I do the bit where I kind of turn my computer a little bit.
Something always comes in. I was literally because last week I was typing, and I was finishing up. I was like, all right, it's perfect, it's ready to send. And someone comes by and they're like, hey, we need you up in a different building.
Yeah.
And in the meeting,
get out of here.
And the meeting goes until I leave, and I'm like, can I just send this? And they're like, no, we need to go right now. So I was like, okay. So I closed my laptop. I'm like, really hope I find internet somewhere. Yeah. And then the day ended, and I was like, I'm not walking back to my building a mile away.
We pulled it off.
So some days I get it into it's either 3 days early or it doesn't come.
I do appreciate the fact that you make the format, because if you just imagine if that was my responsibility. It would not go well.
Anyway, yeah.
It would not go well. I would forget. But we do start every episode with the most important reason that the show even exists. Literally the essence behind this podcast that we spend less and less time on, but it is still where the show comes from, and that is the word.
Your word is...
Your word is... Ineffable.
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 So I did see that this was the word, but I did not look up the definition. And I don't have access to that. So I don't know what that means. I can let me guess.
Take a guess. See what happens.
Ineffable.
Ineffable.
It's something that's not effable.
Oh, dude, it literally says here, word for word, not
Something
effable.
there we go.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
you're a genius.
What can I say? My
You've
sponsor,
done it.
Rolling Rock.
You've cracked.
You know what's
the code.
really real quick before you to
You
say the
solved
definition?
my word puzzle.
So I had thought. So I like Rolling Rock since you introduced it to me.
Yeah,
there's somebody
great.
at work.
It's good cheap beer.
There's somebody at work that likes Bold Rock, and I got them confused. So she doesn't like beer, but she'll drink like cider. I actually bought a 6-pack of Rolling Rock and was confused why she wasn't enjoying it or drinking it. I was just like, I
got this.
I was like,
for
isn't
you.
this literally your?
This was a gift.
I even literally went the extra step to go buy these after I'd already bought everyone regular beer. I bought these and then I handed her one and
she's like, "What is this?"
But then looking back, I know why she was kind of confused. She's like, "What is this?" I was like, "Oh, it's."
I wanted cider. This is a beer.
I kind of was like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of like that," and then
it's kind of like that. Yeah, they have the same last word of the two words.
And then at the end of the night, I realized because I was like, "Oh, you meant Bold Rock
Bold
because
Rock
you like
is good.
cider." Yeah, but it's for cider people.
Yeah, it is.
Which was what I used to be before I started drinking.
Yeah, you have come
beer.
leaps and bounds.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
With Ben, it was either
it was either a lot of liquor.
It was either mixed drinks. Or just straight, shots of something.
A lot of mixed drink.
Or cider, and it made drinking games and stuff very hard because all of us would have light beers.
Well, when we did the beer Olympics or whatever we did,
race.
The case race.
Yeah, that made it very complicated because then it was okay, you can pound a mixed drink faster than you can chug a beer. All day, every day.
But the consequence is a little different.
But the alcohol content is hard to manage, so it was just... It's either 0 to 100, because we do drinking games, and you'll start with a big cup of just, all this rum and Coke, and be like, all right, guys, and then you lose on the first round.
And then
instead of chugging a beer...
Everybody else eases into the night.
a mixed drink, and then you are wasted.
Well, the best is
30 minutes in.
The best is we would play these drinking games, and then I would not just drink when I was supposed to. I would just start drinking the regular drink, and then instead of being able to manage it throughout the game, it was just me going, like you said, 0 to 100.
Do you want? There's a frozen margarita pizza. I don't know if you're interested.
Yeah, I like margarita pizza. Sure. I mean, yeah, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mean to keep
I
eating
totally
your food.
forgot.
No, that's fine.
I wasn't sure if we're ordering if you're doing your intermittent fasting today or something.
No, I'll have a slice or two of the margarita. Margarita.
So I don't know. Did we ever talk about I don't know how much we talked about Did we talk about the absinthe incident?
We touched on it a little bit. I think
it?
When Pete or Nick were on the show, we talked about it a little bit.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Yeah.
And drunk wiffle ball.
You know what's funny is I mean, you just had moonshine recently. I haven't had anything with liquor in it in a long time.
So the moonshine's interesting. So it's homemade moonshine.
Yeah. So homemade, really? So it was illegal. No,
it was. Yeah. Illegal moonshine basically is what it is. It was from a guy who knows a guy who worked, and he was there and watched it was made and stuff. So it was this mango moonshine
in the backwoods.
Yeah. So fun fact about moonshine. So normally moonshine comes with pieces of fruit chopped at the bottom because that's what flavors it.
Mm-hmm.
So it tasted literally you could not tell there's any alcohol in it. That's how dangerous it is, and it's stupidly strong.
Which is what they say.
Stronger than anything they sell.
That's what they say, though.
Over the counter.
For moonshine, it's if it's really pure good moonshine, you do not taste the alcohol.
Except for the fruit at the bottom. So after we made it around one time, it was all right, eat this fruit or something. So they passed the fruit down. I scooped out some mangoes. I thought they were peaches.
Yeah.
I scooped out some mangoes. I ate those mangoes. It tasted like rocket fuel.
Oh my god!
Because all that
just seeped in.
It basically pulls out all the sucrose and all the flavor, and it flavors the alcohol, and then it's left to just absorb that pure stuff. And oh my god, I bit into that. It felt like my mouth was on fire.
Yeah.
Those that just pieces of fruit like that. If you soak that and then just feed people that, you can get drunk off of that fruit.
Imagine having that with the Woo Boy chicken.
Actually, oh my god, the Woo Boy.
That would be a wild experience because you'll be wasted Because
that's just it. It'd be interesting to do the Woo Boy Chicken Challenge with a drunk coat on. You know how like when you've had a couple beers, you can bite into burning hot pizza.
Yeah, like, this is great.
And not feel it. And then like, so I wonder if that Woo Boy would give me it would probably give me still the pains after.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I think
it'll give you the beer strength, like the beer muscles, as they say. So what's the definition of ineffable?
Ineffable. Incapable of being expressed into words. Indescribable. And then another definition they have is like, it's unspeakable. It's like a taboo thing. But the most common definition of this would be, and it basically means it's a way to describe the undescribable.
Okay.
So
give me a sentence.
Let's see. The man walked into the aftermath of a explosion and saw an ineffable situation.
Oof, like the guy with the two bombs.
The carnage was ineffable. It was indescribable in nature. Yeah.
I don't have a sentence, but I will. I don't know how I can tie this in. But
you ever like blank when someone tells you to be like, "Oh, describe that for me," and you're like, it's not something particularly hard to describe, but it's just like people sometimes ask like, "What was that like?" And you're like, "I don't."
That will always happen to me with like jokes or something that happened that I found hilarious, and I can't describe it, and I know it's not going to be funny anymore, so I can't describe it to them to make it funny, so I just can't describe it at all.
Yeah, that would be ineffable.
Ineffable.
Yeah.
The thing that immediately popped into my mind real quick was, so we finished watching. You should watch on Netflix The Dark Tourist. I told you a little bit about that show.
Yeah, with the abandoned places. Yeah.
In the last episode, the guy goes to this haunted house that's in like Tennessee. And here's the whole thing. So the guy used to be in San Diego, moved the operation to this remote town in Tennessee that has sent him like cease and desist. They like don't want him in the town because what happens is this guy brands himself as this is the scariest haunted house in America. And the thing is, this guy's ex-military. He spends the first 4. So you have to sign all these. You have to get a note from the doctor that says you are in physical and mental health that you can attend this haunted house.
Where's it at?
And it's like in this remote town in Tennessee or something. And
would be Tennessee.
What happens is, so the first so you have to wear a onesie. That's part of like a unicorn onesie or something. It's all part of the mental games. He spends the first 4 hours. You have to just be signing waivers. There's all this paperwork. It's 4 hours.
Hold on. Did the place make you wear a onesie?
Yes, the guy. It's just one guy. He runs it out of his house.
Okay, and he makes you wear a onesie.
You have to wear a onesie.
What the?
Like pajamas, onesie.
What a weird fetish.
And it's 4 hours of going through every line in the contract first. So this is how the mental game starts, because you get so drained from being in this 4 hours.
You're just like, what's going to happen to me in there? Like, and then, why do we have to?
And here's the thing: the thing says you will get injured. You could get bruised. You could break an arm. You could die. A guy had a heart attack at this place before. They didn't die, but he had a heart attack. The guy literally just messes with your mind mentally because he's an ex-military, so he knows how to break you down. But instead of the military building you back up, you don't get built back up. Instead, you get terrified. He will drown you like almost like waterboard. He'll like torture you. He'll like
before you go in there.
This is all part of the experience.
What?
So like you have a pair of headphones on that's playing like scary like sounds and like him just talking, and you have to wear a blindfold the whole time too. And you have to wear. Do you know that game where they stick it in your mouth and you have to try to say words, and it's like a funny game where like you have that little like mouth guard type thing.
Yeah.
So you have to wear one of those with your blindfold and with the headphones on, and he spends the time torturing you. Like he puts you in this tank where there's like maybe like gross fish or something, or he might put a spider on your face, or he may do all these different things that terrify, and you will get bruised. You could break an arm. He does all this. So the guy in the show lasted 30 seconds before, because he gives you have to say a safe word to get out. And so he made you say the safe phrase or whatever. And he's like, I don't want to do this more than 30, like any longer. He did the 4 hour thing, and then the first 30 seconds.
So
it's wild.
So let me just get this straight. So
it's at this guy's house.
So it's at this house.
Yeah. So he has to call the cops ahead of time on nights that he's going to be doing this to let them know you may get calls about freaky shit happening it's me again.
So the house isn't haunted. This is just a guy doing
It's
all
like a
this
horror
stuff.
house more than a haunted house. I
So
guess.
when you're walking around in the house, you have to wear a blindfold, a weird mouth guard, and a onesie, and then he just beats the shit out of you.
You're wearing a straight jacket too.
That's just weird. To me, that's like no longer scary. That's just like Saw 4.
No, it's scary
I
because
mean,
like
it would be scary to be in that situation, but I'm not scared of paranormal at that
Yeah.
point. I'm just like, I'm trapped in a serial killer's house.
well, that's the
Scary.
thing, and
Yeah.
and it's free. You don't have to pay anything. You just have to donate dog food because he's got a dog.
What the?
There's videos of it online. I'll show it.
I mean, it's got to make really funny videos because like they're
Well,
wearing.
it's like scary. It's like scary because these people are mentally broken by this
God.
thing. So like in the show, this like guy who's like run marathons and he's like a thrill seeker. He does it. He barely lasts a couple minutes, and he's like, you can tell he's like broken by this. He's like, this
In just a
is
few
the
minutes?
worst experience I've ever had in my life. It's wild.
It's probably an ineffable experience.
Well, that's what made me think of it because
That's
like
a good.
that
yeah,
is
that's a good connection.
ineffable.
I mean, that's interesting. So, Dark Tourist, this haunted
Yeah.
house in Tennessee. I encourage all you randos to look it up. I'm probably gonna YouTube this tonight to see.
Just look
what-
up. It's like it's on the Dark Tourist and it's on the final episode. It's on Netflix.
Interesting.
Let's go to the sponsors here, Salty Dalton. Let's give some shout outs to the people that make this show work. You know, remember last week when you said, "Hey Ashley, I'm gonna go bring home the bacon."
Yeah.
And she was like,
You can't say
"You
that.
can't say
start
it." Well,
making
guess
money.
what, Ashley?
We're
we
sponsored.
can because
Yeah.
we have sponsors.
Take it away, Ben.
Salty Dalton. Actually, you go ahead and say the first one here.
So I'm here to introduce to you. They reached out, friend of the show, My Electronic Fish Friend. It's a Shark Tank opportunity come to life. Hasbro has developed My Electronic Fish Friend. Own fish without the hassle of owning fish. It's all electronic, done virtually through a TV. You can feed them at the click of a button. You can change the temperature, you can change the setting, you can change the types of fish. We have different packages you can buy. There are tropical fish, you can get deep sea fish. There are lots of different add-ons and customizations. And right now they're running a special. If you go to My Electronic Fish Friend, that's myelectronicfishfriend.net/RWP, and you will get
RWP, you say?
RWP, and you will
It's
get
like the show.
you will get a free downloadable code to add a clownfish to your tank today.
Oh,
My Electronic
what an
Fish
invention.
Friend. Put a buddy in there today.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. What a great sponsor. I got
Right.
another one for you, Salty Dalton, because
Yeah.
here's the thing. Here's what happens sometimes. You're going hiking. You
Yeah.
know, the weather's nice, Salty
Yeah,
Dalton.
beautiful weather out there.
Or you're going for a late run, and you want to see, am I stepping on a crazy spider or a snake or like a
Snake
dark
watch.
or
You
dark
could wear
hole, a
snake watch for
sinkhole?
that. You would never hit a snake.
That's
with
true. That
snake
could be a
watch on.
secondary purchase for you, but this is what we're pitching to you right now, the Shoe Light. Again, these are lights on your shoes, and this is a terrific company that's spent a lot of money on this show. Shoe Light, find your path today or tonight. Our listeners get one shoe light for the get two shoe lights for the price of one.
Very nice. Yeah.
Not one for
Two shoe lights.
They get 2 for 1. Yes, it's 2 for 1 deal.
That's an incredible deal.
That is honestly one of the better deals we've ever had on this show, and all they have to do is tweet at Shoelight. Again, that's at Shoelight. Say, I heard about you on RWP, and they will send you. They'll DM you. They'll hook you up with all the right stuff. Just tweet at Shoelight. That's SHOELITE on Twitter.
Amazing.
What a deal! What
That's a great deal. That's
God,
incredible.
Our listeners get some great stuff. If you think
kidding me?
about it, like just imagine the stuff that we do for these guys.
So,
Grand donation.
in rare form, we actually have a third sponsor on this show
Oh,
today.
I didn't even know about this one.
Inspired by the invention that has taken the nation by storm. It's Firm Grip. If you're not familiar, Firm Grip is a handshaking simulation device that was put forward by some brilliant minds and some investors. Shake like a CEO today. Firm Grip allows you to replicate different situations. You can adjust the settings for tenderness, for firmness, and it teaches you how to properly shake your hands so you can close that business deal. You can seal that interview. And recently, they have come out now with new settings for intimidating parental figures.
Also, it can you off.
It can. That is a late night attachment. That's the NC-17 download code, which we will talk about.
Nighttime.
What's great now is that for Random Word podcast listeners, the Rando Nation, if you go to their website and you put in the promo code Rando, you'll have access to a new downloadable package where it has different types of parental settings. Maybe you're meeting your boyfriend's dad for the first time. Maybe you're meeting your girlfriend's dad for the first time.
Maybe you're meeting your dad for the first time.
Learn how to adjust your handshake for any situation, because the handshake is just the hello from the body.
And please don't use a off. That's part of their slogan.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you think, that like as soon as a new invention comes out, people try to figure out how they can have sex with it.
Oh yeah, it's like the internet rule 34. If you've heard of that, rule 34 is like if it exists in the internet, there's somebody who has made porn for it.
This is true. Those are our 3 sponsors: my electronic fish friend, Shoe Light.
A tree went down on the tracks on the train the train right behind me.
So that would have delayed. Like, you wouldn't be here right now, you think?
It's been there for an hour. Yeah, I would nowhere be close to getting
home. Just imagine what that would have done.
From that brief little storm.
Because I got here around...
I mean, it was violent.
It took a long time to get here, though. Traffic was terrible. So it took me about 45 minutes. And I was here around 4:45, but you came in around 5:15, which is pretty normal for you. And it was... just imagine, because you would still... Like, we would have had to... I don't know. But you're here. You're here, the trains...
Do you need another beer?
Yeah, do you have another one?
Oh, go grab it.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Salty Dalton. I hope you're ready, because my brain needs some exploding. And so does my body.
Nice.
Because, folks, it is time for Salty Dalton's Incredible Brain Explosion Full Body Learning Experience. And here's your host, Salty Dalton.
Hey, kids. Welcome in. How we doing today, guys? Yeah, doing all right. How you doing?
Yeah. There's just a bunch of kids. I need to get like a bunch of... I was going to say a bunch of screaming kids. I need to put that on my...
No, you do not need that sound bite out there in the Ethernet.
Shouldn't Google that on my work computer. Just screaming children. Yeah, I don't know if that will work.
Anyway.
So what do you got?
Yeah, welcome into Salty Dalton's Incredible Brain Explosion Full Body Learning
I'm excited.
Experience. Where
I will say, let me compliment you real quick. You've done a great job with this segment. You've made it your own.
Thank you.
You've brought the heat. You've brought some good topics to discuss. I've learned a lot on this segment, so I hope you appreciate those at home, Rando Nation, because he's done some good work here.
And for those of you just joining, Rando Nation.
We've got new listeners every week.
For those of you just joining, this is where I go on the internet. I find interesting facts. I do a very brief vetting on whether or not it might be real, and then I bring it to you, the listener. And I try to find weird stuff that might be a little entertaining, but I'm here to explode your body.
I'm excited. I'm ready for an explosion.
With education. So today, I'm bringing you 2 little interesting tidbits from history. The first one is called Journey to the Center of the World.
Ooh, that's a great book.
And also, they have The Rock in the movie.
Yeah, there was a movie. Johnson. I did not watch the movie, but
I watched the first one, and then they made a second one. And apparently, like, there was like dinosaurs still around under the earth.
There's some crazy
and,
shit down there.
I don't know how they had a sun out there because...
Yeah. It's weird because I remember the book, because I had a book that was like all of like these books like that. It was like 200,000 Leagues Under the Sea or whatever it is. It was Journey to the Center of the Earth. There was a lot of journeys happening where people were going very deep. You know what's actually pretty scary is thinking about being like that deep in the sea or into the earth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the sea, especially because like...
Oh, there's some monsters there that we don't even know about.
Oh, yeah. There's parts of the sea we can't even explore.
It gives me the shivers.
Yeah.
I just imagine being that far
trapped down there, because guess what?
Being in a solo manned submarine.
If that submarine goes, first of all, you're dead. Second of all, like, there's no fathomable way.
There could be monsters down there that we don't even know about.
You can't
think about it.
You can't even defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least if you're out in the air, you can try to like run away. Like if I was under the earth, I'm still in my I decide whether or not I die.
Yeah.
When you're in the bottom of the sea, man,
Like literally, you could
take
be
those-
swallowed by a
Take
giant
those dice,
creature.
throw them on the table. You have no idea
Like
what's going to
especially
go
if you're
on.
just a little submarine, they could just swallow your submarine. It goes in their belly. You're there for like
What happens if you run out of air?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're screwed.
like and there's probably monsters down there that again that science has not even seen, because they talk about this, that like there's the most unexplored place on the planet is the ocean, because there's just so much of it
Oh, yeah.
that like there's corners of the ocean
Plus,
we've
things
never
can
been
swim,
to.
so it's not like if you go down there one day, you're going to see something different.
It freaks me out.
pretty crazy,
All right,
yeah.
Sorry, what do you got?
So we're here in the 1820s. There's an American Army officer named John Cleves Sims. It's Symmes.
It's like 3 different names.
Symes.
Okay.
Sims or Symes.
Okay.
Jr. Long name. So apparently he had been touring the country and giving lectures about how. Ooh.
Look at that. Oh, you didn't have to bring it all the way down here. Thank you.
You're keeping score for the
What is it?
episode 40.
It's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
She's
This
ready.
is exciting.
She's gonna go.
I like pizza. Come on.
Tell you want some?
Jeez, this looks fantastic. Don't worry, I won't eat it while you talk. I promise.
So, actually, it smells really good. It's DiGiorno. Can't believe it's not delivery.
Man, you guys have been churning out the DiGiorno lately.
Yeah, man.
Those are great.
It was a deal. It was like buy one get one free.
Nice. Like Shoe Light.
So it's American Army officer John Cleves Sims.
Okay, 1820.
Jr. Yep,
Okay.
had been touring the country, and he's giving these lectures about this theory of a hollow Earth. So that, and his theory was that the Earth was actually made up of smaller spheres.
Okay.
So there's like, imagine you, and this is how great our science was. Imagine looking at a circle, right? In fact, we're gonna go ahead and diagram this out for.
Yeah, I
for
like when you do that.
Yeah. So you have a circle, right?
Sure.
This is the Earth.
Looks like an Earth.
This is the Earth. Now, roughly, this is sort of what he was envisioning. Was circles inside of the Earth.
I was
So,
thinking of like a Russian doll where there's like smaller and smaller and smaller.
And so it you know what? No, I think that could be it too. I didn't get a chance to look at his diagrams, but essentially there's several spheres inside of this, and the only way you can enter were at the poles. So the north and south poles, there was and like this
Like
is,
a door?
This is the part. Yeah, he just said the only ways you can get in there is in the north and south pole. Based on what?
Yeah.
Because guess what? I actually learned about some of the first expeditions to the North and South Pole and stuff,
Oh.
but like I don't know when that happened. But
Yeah.
he clearly was basing this on absolute just nothing. So he's going around and he's touring.
It's like,
and
look,
stuff.
you go talk to Santa. He'll get you all squared away.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Santa's guarding the secret chamber.
Yeah,
It takes you in the
You
middle of the
shall
earth.
not pass. And it's Santa Claus.
So he was convinced that there was a race of people underneath the ground that learned to survive there.
Ground people.
Yeah, ground people, like the mole people. And so essentially he's going around here, he's touring place to place, and he's trying to gather support for this.
Sure.
And he wanted 100 men
Yeah.
and a ton of reindeer, because when he's thinking like things that survive in the Arctic, he was like reindeer. And I'm not sure if that's connected to Santa at all. I'm not even sure where Santa plays in this whole thing.
He's clearly got a part in all of this.
But he was like, I need 100 men and some reindeers to pull these sleds, and
Okay.
we're gonna go to the. He picked the North Pole, and he's like, we're gonna go to the North Pole. We're gonna get inside the fucking Earth, and
and who's with me?
and what we're gonna do while we're down there is we're gonna start trading with these people down here. So not only does he have no fucking idea if he says there's a secret entrance
Sure.
in the North Pole.
Okay.
There are people underneath.
People down there.
Yeah, people down
That
there.
are just waiting for somebody to come by. They're like, we have
Yeah.
so much stuff.
We have all these
We have
things.
so many things.
We have all these gems. We have all these things for
God,
you.
If only somebody could come by and find our secret entrance and come down. We
This isn't like the f***ing Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, we don't know where it is, even though we're the ones down here.
And guess what? If there's a f***ing door, you don't think they can get out?
The underground people. Yeah.
And it's in the most inaccessible place in the f***ing planet. Anyway, so basically he
I
wanted
wonder,
all
did they
this
bring
stuff.
things to trade? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, half the stuff is the supplies. It's like he wants to open this trade route to the center
It's
of
like
the
the
earth.
Silk Road, but instead it's, the underground.
It's just made up, yeah.
Yeah, the underground non-existent place.
So what was great, though, is there's a lot of at least semi-competent people out there. He got laughed out of all these places, right? So we started lobbying the government to fund
Sure,
this,
that's the next natural
to fund this
spot.
activity. Yeah, because if the people say no, if you can't get that crazy rich dude like from Atlantis, you've got to stop putting it down so authoritatively, man. I don't know what you're doing over there, but there you go. It seems to have settled.
So I just lower it very slowly.
There you go. Like in it, the movie Atlantis.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Crazy old like, oh, fun this! I built a giant submarine.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have all these mercenaries. And
Because you know that there were, while he was thinking this, there were at least 15 other people across the country being like, yeah, I had that same idea.
And it's also the sort of thing is like, there's no evidence to say no.
True.
Right? So
that's where great science comes
he's
from.
basically like, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Because like even a scientist can't be like, okay, no, we don't know for sure. We're like 99% sure that it's not true. He's like, but there's that 1%.
There's 1%.
Yeah, but Brandon or John, what was his name?
John.
Of course, every person from the 1820s was named John. If you think about it,
Pretty common name, yeah.
You're like, look, John. It's we've got a couple different theories. We've got about we've talked about the mantle and the crust.
Right.
There's lava there.
Yeah. There are also people there, though.
So you say that, John. I've heard you talk about
it. No. So I don't think you're getting the core concept. So,
but John,
do I have to show you the circles again?
No, the circles.
See the circle here. There's another circle.
But John, the circles don't really make sense, John.
But one circle has that stuff you're talking about, right? But there's another circle that's just full of people with tons of
and they
blankets.
Can breathe fine, and there's
it's
food
great.
for them down there.
Okay, obviously,
and sustainability.
You're not thinking about the door at the top and the bottom.
True, they run out the door once a month, collect their food, then they go back down. Right, John?
Yeah, and they're ready to trade with us. Think about their
They're
cool
so ready
underground blankets. Yeah,
true. They got a lot of good inventions and ideas.
I don't know what.
God, I would love for somebody to come down here and listen to my ideas.
I have a couple theories. They might use wampum.
Yeah, no.
They could use Federation credits. I'm not sure how advanced they are.
John, man, poor John.
So
he had big ideas.
So he goes and
big idea, John.
He goes and lobbies the government, right? And John Quincy Adams happened to be, I guess, president at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, it." He's like, "I'm on board." He signs it and is like, "Go do this," right?
That's what I would do if I was the president at that point too. I'd be like, you know what? And you want to go find the underground people? Go for it.
Here's what I can't figure out because I didn't go into research to this. Is like, so his term ended before the expedition actually began.
Oh.
So what if you just like get him the out of my office? I'll sign anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway,
it would be his legacy.
Yeah, John Quincy Adams was like, do it. You've been blessed by the president. You have these funds. Go do it. Before it actually started, President Andrew Jackson was elected.
Oh, no.
And Andrew Jackson.
They called him No Fun Andrew.
Andrew Jackson took one look at this thing and was like, no, absolutely not.
Here, you're Andrew Jackson. I'm the assistant. All right, Mr. Jackson. So we got a few.
I'm trying to get all these papers together. He left me in the storm.
There's a lot of papers to go through. So I've gone through it and I've kind of narrowed down some of the key policies I need you to take a look at. So we've got, we're talking about military.
Got it.
We're talking about some expanding of the government and some new states and things like that. We also do have one about underground people. And then there's the next one. Yeah. So
what about the underground people? Is this something?
So there's these circles. It's funny because it's my cousin that actually came up with the idea. It involves these circles, underground people. They're really ready to trade for us. He signed it, so you can just you don't even need to read it, to be honest. Just go ahead and just put your John Hancock on that.
Do we even have reindeer? I'm looking at this list of things
we've put aside a few reindeer with the previous budget, and we've allocated the funds. And it's ready to go.
How much money are we spending on this?
$50,000, which back then is a lot of money. Right now is a lot of money.
Tell you what, we're gonna put this in the idea bucket, which is
that's
also
the trash.
That's the idea bucket.
That's the incinerator.
Yeah,
sir.
we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tear this up. Why don't you?
But the previous president, he signed off.
Well, you know what? Yeah, that's cool. But I'm the new president.
Yeah.
And no way. But you know what? Take the reindeer, set them loose in North Pole anyway. We can still count them as doing the expedition. There's no way that we're sending this man up here.
Those poor underground people, they're never going to get to be traded.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
They're sitting there with trading cards. Like, God, I wish somebody with other Pokemon cards would show up here.
Show up here.
So John Smythe? Was that what it is? Pim? What was his name?
John Cleves Sims Jr.
Man. The idea man, they called him. He was just
He
a
was the original
generation
idea
too
man.
early. Because if somebody announced that now, I think people would take him seriously.
I just think like it's just. I think the issue was if he had just framed it as like I want to explore the North Pole, probably way easier to sell.
Yeah.
Because that's actually been like people actively try to do that. But he was like, no, there are people underground.
It was
He's
all
like,
in the marketing.
He's got all those thumbtacks on the board that's leading to like different pictures of politicians being like they're in on it. So that was the first little bit, and I have a little second small one here.
It hit me.
So the scene is 1518.
A good year. A good year.
Yep. We're in the Roman city of Strasbourg.
Oh, Steven Strasberg, pitcher.
Yeah, Steve Strasbourg. It was his city he founded. So apparently,
Sir, why do you keep throwing this round ball against the wall?
One day it'll save your life.
This will all make sense in like 500 years.
So apparently, hundreds of people came down with something that they started calling dancing mania.
Oh, okay.
Like a ton of people from the town would just dance
I get that on the weekends.
and keep dancing. They would dance for like days straight.
Yeah.
Several died from exhaustion, heart attacks, strokes
Where was this?
in Rome, 1518. So they were dancing like crazily. They just kept dancing.
Music
for days.
or no music?
I don't know.
Interesting.
They just kept dancing, and some experts believe that it was a form of mass hysteria that caused
That would
people
make
to kind
sense.
of do this.
Or there was just one really groovy violinist back then.
Maybe there was a beat that was so good
Like,
you
God.
couldn't like when the
Old Town Road and
that's the song you picked.
Yeah, I saw that video today, the viral video of him performing at that
what
school.
if like the beat was? What if the beat that dropped was so like divine? It's like the beginning of Skrillex, where he's like,
I can't stop, and they're just dancing.
yeah. So it became known as the Dancing Plague of 1518. Local beliefs, some of them were that they were being forced to dance by, I don't know, some ruler,
By one damn good song.
right? Or that the Saint Vitus, that he's the patron saint of dancers. When he got pissed off, he would curse people, and that curse would be to dance forever until you died. Weird, some thought the dancing was caused by spider bites, and I'm like, what kind of spider would have to bite you? Like, forget Peter Parker getting all these powers, and it's like this spider bites you, and you're like, oh, yes, and you're like, can't stop the music.
You're like Peter Parker's like relative, and you're like, well, he got bitten by a spider. Oh, he turned into Spider-Man. I just got bitten by a Spider-Man. I can't wait to. Oh God, what am I doing? What's this? Oh shit,
Mary, I can't stop dancing, Mary.
I can't stop doing it. Wow, I like the fact because back then music was literally just like a guy pounding on a rock.
Yeah, and it's weird, and like so, and apparently some officials set up dance halls and like had dancers come in to teach them to try to help them get it out of their system, but that might have actually like kept them going. I don't know.
So they gave them lessons.
Yeah, they were like, well, if they're gonna dance,
If
they
you're
should
gonna dance the rest of your
right.
life, yeah, please at least do some
don't
sort of
embarrass
rhythm.
us. Yeah. So
We're known for one thing, guys.
it is. And so apparently it was like the dancing plague of 1518 in Rome. I don't really know too much more about it, but it was like this really
That's all
weird
you
time.
need to know about it.
People were dying because they were dancing so much.
Man. Just imagine that last few movements before like the heart attack sets in or whatever your last like just witnessing somebody dancing till they die. It's got to be an experience.
A literal dance battle.
Yeah. Because literally
Two men
like,
enter
I
the
won.
dance floor, one man leaves.
I won. He's dead. He's dead. Wow.
What did dancing even look like back then?
Yeah, that's true. They weren't like grinding.
There was a picture, like an illustration of this, and it just looked like they were doing this.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Like,
no wonder they're having a heart attack. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm dying of boredom. And this is the only two moves that exist in dancing history.
Right? They didn't have any fresh new moves. Anyway, that closes out
Wow.
Salty Dalton's incredible brain
Blaine
explosion, the full body learning experience. Please join us next week for another brief journey through our great history.
Oh, yeah? Next week, you're going to do another one?
I don't know, maybe.
Talk about some more dancing people. Hope you enjoyed this segment. See you next week. Oh, no, the show's still going on. But let Salty Dalton grab a bite.
No, I'm still
bite of
here,
pizza.
kids.
Let's eat pizza at the same time. Let's just grab a good bite. Now one thing we haven't done on the show in a long time is rate pizza.
Okay.
So this is a DiGiorno margarita pizza,
Pretty good.
which just means, if you never had it, just means it has like the tomatoes on it and the basil and mozzarella cheese.
Oh, no.
Did you get it on your shirt or your pants?
All over my pants.
Yeah, they're juicy slices. I got some on my pants too, but it's just jeans, so who cares? Man, I have to dress up nice tomorrow. I'm glad I moved my meeting to tomorrow because you
got a client coming in?
made funny.
Is it the meeting with the lady who won't leave you alone? That we both know?
Oh, no, but she calls every day.
Still.
I just want to send her the show. So we'll give a rating. So this is the margarita pizza from DiGiorno. It's not delivery, by the way, people. It's DiGiorno, which is something that you probably didn't expect because you probably took a bite of this and you're like, oh, it's delivery. And it's no. It's DiGiorno.
I'd probably say it's like a purple out of a blue. If we're going like that big of a scale. Actually, it's probably closer to an Allen wrench. Yeah. Probably an Allen wrench out of a tool chest.
I was going to rate it like a 30-year dance is what I would rate it. Not a 50-year dance, not a 40-year dance, but a 30-year dance. So you don't dance till you're dead, but 30-year dance is a long time.
I just can't believe it's not delivery.
No. People, it's not delivery. It's a DiGiorno. And this is Fishbowl. Pump it up.
I can't stop.
What if you did?
I can't stop, Ben.
God, what if you, like, we were joking about that, and then, like, we were struck by it. Like, a little spider walks up, bites me in the neck, bites you in the neck. Next thing we know, we're like, what if
the spider bites us both and goes, like, crawls up on that thing, and there's a little DJ booth, and he puts the one headphone on, and he goes, he's like, are you ready to rock? And then we're just like, yeah.
I like that the spider talks loud enough for us to be able to hear him.
Yeah, it just...
I would like
I
to
don't know
think
what a spider sounds like.
I would like to think that our burden, instead of dancing, would be podcasting. Like, the show can never end.
God, please don't say that.
So this show is, or this segment is called Fishbowl. This is where we pitch terrible or useful inventions or investment opportunities. So I will go first this time because you went first last time. I actually remembered this because then you can go first for Pilot House.
Okay.
I actually have a pretty good one here. I'm excited to share this with you. Here we go.
Welcome into Fishbowl. The floor is now yours.
I'm glad it is. Because boy, do I have an invention for you folks. An investment opportunity. So we've talked about a few different products on this show, things like Borrow Me or renting things and things like that. Well, the new invention and the hottest thing on the trade market is this invention, this service is called Trade Now. And here's what it is. You grab an item in your home you're looking to get rid of. You scan the barcode with the app. It now assigns a point value to that item. Now, you can scroll through the system and find any item of similar point value. Contact that poster. Hey, here's what I'd like to trade. If it's of equal value or greater, they may go, hey, that sounds good to me. I'll trade your set of golf clubs for, these really nice speakers. Whatever the case may be. It's a very simple trading mechanism with point values, scanning barcodes, trade now. Trade. I almost called it Easy Trade, but that exists.
So,
yeah.
Were you intentionally making this close to Borrow Me, one of the greatest apps ever invented?
So I thought about that, but Borrow Me is different because you're eventually returning the item. This is a trading service.
So it's a junk trading service because everyone who's trying to trade this is going to get back something maybe that they don't
of equal. No. You have to approve the trade. So both sides have to approve the trade.
Now, I mean, I like the concept. Honestly, it's kind of fascinating to me because
you grab your phone, you go up to the barcode, you scan it. It will give you not the money value. It will be a point value.
So how do you assign these points?
Algorithms.
Algorithms. So.
It takes in consideration when the product was made, what the current rate is for a new one. All old, it applies all of that. You enter in a few pieces of information, but besides that, you just got to scan the barcode.
Could you possibly try to trade several things for one thing?
Yeah. You could add multiple items onto your list, and the point value will go up. And then the more it goes up, the more it shows you your different items. So it's similar to if you have a credit card with points, and you go to the points site, it will say, all right, for you've earned 15,000 points. Here's all the things you can buy for 15,000 points. It's similar to that, except for instead of buying it, you're trading it. And then all you have to do is once you complete the trade. Trade Now sends you a box that's big enough to fit your item. It gives you the address it's sending to. All you got to do is put the item in the box, drop it in the mailbox. It'll be sent to that person.
What happens if the item you receive is not in the condition or the quality that you were originally promised?
Then you can contact Trade Now, and they'll work out a refund and things like that. But this is a group of people that joining this service are really reputable people.
Okay, I do like it. I do like the premise of it. It's a little close to Barmy, but I do like the fact that you're.
No, it's not.
It's like it's basically a Craigslist, but you barter, you trade. Yeah.
Because here's what's missing in society nowadays, Salty Dalton, and that's bartering. We're doing a lot of purchasing. She's just talking to the dogs.
Oh.
We're doing a lot of transactions. We're doing a lot of purchasing. We're not doing as much bartering because Salty Dalton, this country was built on bartering. People would say, hey, I like that cow of yours. Would you like a goat of mine? And they go, you know what? I'll take 2 goats, and then you can have my cow. And that's the type of transaction that built this country. Let's get back to that a little bit. Let's
get back to our roots.
Get back to our roots. Trade now.
Okay. I like it. I'll give you
Not 4. Later. Trade now.
I'll give you 4 stars.
I appreciate that because I actually spent, I think I joked with you today that, so I'm at the end of the, I'm trying to find the stars. I'm at the end of the month, and I've already, sales, I hit my quota or whatever. So there's a lot of, me not doing anything. And then once next month
You've hit your quota for the year already?
No, for the month. So I've spent some time thinking today about the show and about these items. More time than I probably should have, but it's okay.
When does your month end?
In 1 day.
Holy Jesus. You guys have to do a monthly?
Yeah, but I had it a couple of days ago, so it's whatever. It's dumb sale stuff. Nobody needs to know about it. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Hello, welcome.
Thank you, Fishes. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to make you money, money, money. I'm bringing to you an incredible app. It's not only that, it's a way to experience. Life is built on memories. Memories are shared experience that we have with other people, and I'm not going to let distance allow you to no longer create memories. I'm bringing you Share Screen. Share Screen is an app that shares a phone screen and the audio. Up to 5 people watch movies together while separated by thousands of miles across the world. You have the ability to talk to each other as if you were still talking during a show if you need to explain certain parts. It allows the holder to play any streaming service they want and have people join them remotely to view the same content. Never watch a show alone again. Never watch a scary movie alone. You are never alone when you have Share Screen.
I've got questions.
Yeah.
So there's one person that's controlling the experience for everybody,
yes,
correct?
One person is designated the host. Now, that host has the ability to manipulate, and it's their screen, basically. So this is all built around a mobile thing.
Okay.
So you're not sitting there, you're not watching it on your own couch. This is like, you're far away in your hotel or something. You want to watch a movie with the family, and maybe you're separated. You pull up Share Screen. They'll play the movie on theirs. They have the admin rights, and you get to be there. You get to listen to them talk. You can talk to them during.
So there's a microphone and camera going at all times while the movie's going?
Yeah. And not like a camera. It's not recording you watching. It's you know how you'd have headphones that have a microphone.
Yeah.
Basically, when you talk through it, it'll go into their headphones too while still playing.
I assume you have the ability to mute that because it could get annoying.
Yes,
like
yeah.
somebody needs to go take 100%. A pee.
100%. If you guys just want to watch, you can pause it too. If you just say, hey, could you pause it real quick? They pause it. You're not starting the same show in different places, so you're not. So
the other users can't pause it themselves. They have to ask the host to pause it.
They can put in a pause request.
Okay.
And that will flash up on the screen.
For people that don't like to talk on the phone, is there a chat function where it's more of like a chat room type situation?
Yeah, that lives much like Facebook Live. It kind of runs on top of the video, where you can see like a funny comment pop up. Like if something crazy has happened, be like, oh, that bitch deserved it. Okay. It'll pop up there. So it's a way for you to experience maybe group watch things from distance.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I have other questions. So is this a one-off app, or is this a subscription, and then you can add movies and TV shows to the subscription? Is it is the app the hosting, and then like it works with, it's compatible with like Netflix and all those other places?
Yeah, so the app basically, so it's a one-time flat fee to download the app.
Because here's the worry, Salty Dalton, is somebody subscribes to Netflix or HBO Go, a paid subscription service. The other members don't have that subscription, but they're able to watch what that person's using. It's like sharing your password, which is technically not allowed, but you're doing it live.
There are some right now. We're still in the midst of some. We're finalizing some.
I like when I ask you real questions that you have to answer.
We're finalizing some negotiations with some of the providers, but essentially, we're not really violating the policy because. The people who are watching your screen, so the people that are watching, the person who's hosting has already paid for and is currently paying for that service.
Okay.
People who are coming in to watch in the virtual movie theater.
This is good response here.
The people who are coming in to watch don't have control over the content.
Yeah.
So they can't go in, log in, and
just
watch
like they
something.
show up on your couch. It's the same thing.
They can't go in and watch on. They can't control what they select. They can't log in when you're not there. It has to have a host, and that host, the room is only active when that host is in there.
You handled my questions well.
Yeah. You need to have the streaming service before you can actually become a host on the app, or you can download the app, make new friends by watching movies that are currently running. You can pop in and see if you like that movie. You can pop out.
It would be interesting if you could just have like similar to our conversation about AIM chat rooms.
It's like a chat room. It's basically a chat room, but
you could have random people just hop on to your movie and you could meet new people. But most likely, as we talked about earlier, it'll just be porn.
We actually do. So there are ways to flag inappropriate.
Good.
Content, but again, if they don't flag it, we can't do anything about it.
Exactly. That's a good policy to have. What's the name of it again?
Share screen.
Share screen. All right. I'm going to give you 4 stars as well. I think we both brought our A game there as far as the inventions go. But I would like to keep the creative juices flowing with Pilot House.
Roll 'em. Action. Cut!
It is time for Pilot House, the segment where we pitch TV shows and their pilots. We flesh it out a little bit, and we create sweet, sweet television. Salty Dalton, what do you got for me?
Okay, so I got 2 ones, not that great. We're going to start with the better one first.
Okay, good.
It's called Day in Life. Now, this is where you take CEOs of major businesses or 1%ers or people who are accustomed to a certain way of life, and you make them spin a wheel, right?
Yeah.
And they're given a random job, a random salary. These are all like considered, I guess it's not like they can get a dream job or anything.
Yeah, put them at like minimum wage jobs.
It's basically minimum wage jobs. Your salary and your position varies. So they spin these random generators, right? So then they're given that job, and it's going to be documentary style like The Office was, where they follow them through the life, and basically they have to see if they can survive 1 year on a minimum wage salary or in this type of environment. It could be in a different state, it could be in a different country, but they have to try to put that together, and they have to try to survive, and they're going to be walking in with bills already ready depending on where they're living. So they could have, their rent is this much or whatever, and they have to figure out if they can live that way. Sometimes maybe they have to pick up a second job, and that's allowed. Everything's within the rules. They're given the starting set, and then they go, your year starts now, and it follows 3 separate people.
Are they given a family with responsibilities that they're kind of a part of, quote unquote, during that time too?
I think it would be too it'd be kind of like, remember that show Wife Swap?
Yeah, I do.
And how fucking weird that show was, because it's like, okay, they're not actually your family. You're not obligated to these people.
The show was so weird. They especially they probably wouldn't be able to get away with it today, but they would take this black family from the inner city and this white family from the country and switch the moms. And then it just they wouldn't be able to do it today because too many people would.
It was a weird show, so I think that would create too much of hey, here's
so
a fake family person for you to
Here's your minimum wage apartment that you can afford. Here's your bills.
Not even that. I mean, it just depends where they are, and it's just hey, these are your bills. This is your job.
Yeah,
live, and then so they might find different jobs. They can go interview for jobs. They can try to
what's the period? A year?
Part-time.
A year? Okay.
Yeah, and so then they're not walking in with all their previous experience. This is basically hey, your resume right now is this. If you want to go get another job, you have to go try to earn it based on this and stuff like that. So I think it's just be cool to see if they can survive.
Yeah, there's no way. It's not like a show that you win. It's more of just it's documenting, and taking people that are living up here and bringing them down there.
And you get to see their personal progression and be this guy really kind of evolved. Maybe he's running a company and he doesn't appreciate what some people have to do or some occupations. Maybe he walks away from
you gotta
undercover boss where it's I didn't know you guys were like this.
Well, that's the thing. You got to take people that and people submit them for the show. You take somebody that and you submit them for the show and you record a video. Here's why they'd be good. And ideally, it would be good to have candidates that maybe never experienced because there were some CEOs that used to be really poor and then they got rich because they grinded. That's not really the ideal candidate.
No.
Ideal candidate is somebody that's been handed everything to them through their whole life, and they haven't really gone through any hard times.
And plus, it's not just going to capture their job; it's going to capture their life. Like I'm saying, the Office style. It's
I like it.
Hey, what do they do during their day, during their off day? It takes a lot of editing stuff, but it's something that takes a long time to put together.
It could be worth it.
But you could get a ton of mileage out of that thing.
Yeah, because there's going to be a point where the frustration really sets in.
It's basically like a social experiment. Yeah,
it is. Okay, I like this. Day in the life.
What's
the one that didn't win?
Stress test.
Okay.
See how much stress someone can take at work before they quit. It's basically an 8-hour survival
2 years,
challenge.
No, just kidding.
Where they're at work and maybe a boss comes in, throws these unrealistic things on their plate. They have to try to get it done. It gets really frustrating. Maybe a fire starts in the office and then they're forced to do something. I don't know.
Okay, so that's the one that wasn't as fleshed out.
I wasn't really
okay.
I just thought I had to come to the table with 2. So.
Okay. I've only got one here. And the title is Fake It Till You Make It. And here's the way the show works. There are, let's say, 3 contestants every week. And the contestant gets to work with a professional design team to design a fake product. Kind of like what we do on this show.
I like
so the designers get to design, marketing collateral, commercials for it, but there's no actual product. You're not building anything. There's no engineer there. It's all in the marketing and the design and the pitch. So what happens is the 3 people, they each come up with their own fake product. They have their own design team that they work with. And what happens is after a week or at least 24 hours of creation, then for the next 48 hours, you have to collect a certain number of sales or investors for the product that doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think it'd be
you get to pitch to a room so each person gets an opportunity to pitch to real investors. But the whole thing is you don't have an actual product to show them, and they don't know that you don't have an actual product.
The investors can't know that this isn't something real.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So you have to convince them, and then the winner The person that actually gets enough.
It's like Shark Tank without a product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the person that gets the most money invested gets to actually make the product.
That's
Fake
so
it
good.
until you make it.
Yes. Okay. I like it. I like that a lot because it's gonna like it would also highlight how easy it is to sell crap to people.
Yeah.
If you can make it sound amazing.
Exactly.
And then delivering on that.
If you have a good graphic
different.
designer and a marketing team that can put together collateral,
They
you can
put
sell
together,
something. Yeah.
And you can, I mean, you got unlimited resources for
Yes.
48
Yep,
hours.
yep.
You could literally have an entire staff make several commercials.
Yep.
You air those commercials. You
100%.
come up with your pitches. I think that's incredible.
Yeah. And
That's a really good idea. I would love to be on that
that's
show.
the thing is we would be
Yeah.
perfect candidates for this with our fishbowl ideas because I think it could work well. One thing that I do want to do for us at some point on the show, maybe we'll do this next season, is I would like us to do a actual panel fishbowl pitch where we take turns pitching to an actual panel of people.
Okay.
Like 2 or 3 people. They'll come on the show, and we will each pitch our invention and actually get some other people's feedback beyond our own. Because right now it's just you versus me, but there's nobody actually being like, yeah, that one's a better idea. But we need to get some actual people
Billy.
involved. Hello, Tellifer. But yeah, fake it till you make it.
I love it. I love everything about it.
I'm glad.
100%.
Th-
I'm
that's-
on board. Yeah.
Oh man, this segment's great. Like we come up with some damn good ideas.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Do it!
Oh my Jesus Christ.
Do it!
I don't
Think so. Just do it!
I'm good.
Here's an investment. Earplugs.
Yeah, with the headphones on. I need to hear.
Do's and don'ts. The opportunity to give do's and don'ts for specific events or scenarios. We're here to help you, people. That's what we do. And what we don't do. This is what it's about. First one here, Salty Dalton. Let's go with...
Yeah, you got a whole list to
I've
pick
got a
from.
group.
What are you feeling?
I'm going to go with a group date.
Okay.
Do's and don'ts for group dates. So let's say you're in the situation where it's very early into your dating experience with this person. You haven't really made that connection yet to be a one-on-one date. Instead, you're going to, you know some of her friends or his friends. There's some crossover there with the friend group. It's going to be a group date situation.
Okay.
Salty Dalton, what's a good do for the group date?
Build a dream team.
I almost kicked Tilly in the face. I didn't know she was there.
Come here. Tilly, come here.
Tilly the dog making another appearance on this show. Just can't get enough attention, huh?
So you need to put together a dream team.
Yeah.
And honestly, so it's basically my dues. It's like a two-parter. It's like a dream team and follow the script. You need to have people with you, basically plants in the whole audience.
Yep.
So if it's group date, it's probably going to be a couples, or maybe it's a mixer. But all the girls and all the guys have to, or all the guys and guys, or girls and girls have to be in on what's going on, and they need to softball you situations and questions where you can stand out from the others.
Hey Ben, remember that time that you saved the baby in the tree?
Or it'd be like,
I don't like to talk about that too much.
Or it'd be like someone would be like, man, we always argue about the dumbest stuff. Like, I think this, and you could be like, well, I don't think a woman should ever be treated that way.
Yeah, like they make you be the hero in all of the arguments.
Basically, in all the arguments, so you play mediator, and you're gonna come up with like something incredible.
Okay, I like it.
Tilly, what do you have to say?
Tilly, what do you have to say?
Nothing.
Just terror, just pure terror. Okay. See, the funny thing is for me, I was actually going to go the opposite. Is instead of assembling a dream team, I was going to say you pick the worst people in your life possible. You don't let them know this is why you're picking them,
right?
But you bring them on the
Scum
date.
of the earth, yeah.
People that are like
make you look really
make
good.
you
by
look
comparison.
fantastic.
Be like, well, at least I'm not on a date with one of these.
So that way, exactly. So that way, the other person at the end of the night goes, man, like. He or she is way better than those other people that were there tonight, and it just makes you look better. So I that's my do. What's a don't for a group date?
Don't. Let's see. A don't. You need to, I guess, don't isolate yourself too early.
Yeah.
So, sometimes in group dates, there's a dynamic where people kind of partner off.
Yeah.
Or they think they're supposed to be with somebody that like that, and it puts a lot of pressure on people kind of coupling up immediately. you want to try to avoid the isolation factor as much as you possibly can for the group date, because you want them to sort of come to the conclusion or to, if you want your best foot forward, you're not going to pressure them into partnering off with you. You need to build that dynamic, but you need to avoid those situations where it's like, oh, why don't we play teams? And everyone teams up and you go, oh no, how about we just do a free-for-all? How about let's go outside? I don't know, but avoid the team dynamic because it might backfire.
You don't want to do it too early. You definitely don't want to do the team
at the end of the night is fine if the vibe is there and you both are feeling it. Pair off.
Sure.
Or maybe you go.
It's got to be natural.
Yeah, or something like that. But don't rush it.
My don't bother hanging with your own friends. Rent friends. Go to Craigslist. Say, look, hey guys, I am having this group date with this girl. I want her to feel comfortable, or this guy. I want them to feel comfortable. Here's what I need. And you put specific requests. I need a funny fat friend, or I need a very intelligent, smarmy friend, or I need, put the specific specifications that you need, and then local actors, or put it up on like local acting blogs or something like that. So you think of this as a performance piece.
I think that is money right there. Because that's where you're going to find the most people, because it's you just have to write the description like doing a pilot show.
Yeah, write a script. Give them a script.
Yeah, and then be like, hey, we're going to do this acting exercise, and you just come out here. I need to see how you interact. Follow this script.
Yeah.
And say you've got hidden cameras or something.
Yeah, there it is.
That's how you do it.
What's the next one here for do's and don'ts?
We'll do asking for a raise. I don't know if we've done that one. I don't think we have.
I think we touched on it once because it was a call center, but we did not do do's and don'ts for it. It was just a call center. So we can do asking for a raise.
Okay.
All right, a do for asking for a raise. So I would say do when you're going into your meeting with the boss to ask for a raise, bring along another employee that does the same job you do, but does a really bad job at it.
Yeah.
So bring them into the meeting and be like, I would like a raise. And they'll be like, why do you deserve a raise? And be like, this is Brandon. You know Brandon, right? The worst employee here. He and I make the same amount.
He's like, yeah, I'm familiar with Brandon. Brandon's the worst. And Brandon's standing right there.
Yeah, Brandon doesn't have to say anything, but you go, he and I make the same amount. Don't you think that's not right? And the boss will be like, I
like
never thought about it like that.
Comparison, yeah.
Yeah, that would be
using your employees as stepping stones. I like it.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Let's see. Do for asking for a raise. I guess if this is salary negotiation, I have like real stuff to offer.
Nah.
But what you're going to need to do in this situation, since you already got the job and you need more money, is you need to dig up some dirt on the CEO.
Absolutely.
Because how you're going to frame it is you go in like normal. You'd be like, hey, I feel like I need to be compensated fairly. I've done a really good job this quarter. I think I deserve a raise. And if they come back and say, sorry, Jim, it's not in the books. We just don't have the fiscal room to allow that. You go,
prostitutes.
Yeah, and you go, oh man.
What?
You go, well, I guess you're right. I mean, I guess there aren't a room for a lot of things, like the DUI you got a couple weeks ago.
Man,
and they'll be like, what? And be like
those 3 Thai prostitutes that you had in your hotel last weekend.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if your investors found out about your drug charges.
Yeah.
And they go, what drug charges? And you go, I know exactly where you keep your drugs. And the cops are actually outside right now. And he looks out there, and there's a K9 unit because you say you called the cops to sniff out a car that isn't the boss's, just a random car.
Exactly.
But they're not gonna
look out that window there, Jim.
They're gonna see that, and you can be like, listen, we can. There's two endings to this fairy tale here.
Yep.
1, you walk away in handcuffs, or 2, you get to sit back down at your desk doing a fantastic job, and I walk out of here 5 to 8% richer. There you go. That's how you lay it out.
It's a very easy way to get that done. My don't would be, so if we're asking for a raise, so everybody knows kind of the rule of thumb. When you're asking for a raise, you go way higher than what the actual amount that you're shooting for. You go. Here's the thing. Don't just go way higher. Go way higher. So what we're talking about here is, let's say you're making $50,000 a year. when you approach your boss for a raise, you go in with, I would like a raise to $2.4 million. And the boss,
man. Okay,
the boss
that's
would go,
like...
boss would go, wow, that seems wow.
I don't even get paid that much.
And then you just be like, well,
that's
okay,
more than our
okay.
company is worth.
You go, okay, sorry. I mean, I've done the math. Okay, I'll drop it down. $900,000 would make a little more sense. And the boss is like, well, no, again, still, this is way high. And you're going, okay, fine. 75 grand, 75
but not
grand.
a penny lower.
Yeah, 75 grand, 75. And then at that point, like, it's reasonable almost at that point.
Yeah, so what you're doing is you're setting their expectations to these unrealistic numbers. So it's going to take a while to walk down from 900,000.
It's going to remove the context from the situation.
Because what you're going to have to do is you can be like, okay, I can do 926,000. And they go, no. And it's like, well, this is what the market shares. And they're like, this is unrealistic. You go, okay, well,
where are you getting your numbers, son?
I might be able to drop it. And this is just maybe if I start taking the train instead of driving, I can probably do like 713,000. But you walk all the way down. And once you get under 100,000,
he's exhausted.
He's pissed off. He's exhausted. He's hearing such large numbers that the second he hears like a double digit, he's just going to be like...
He just wants you out of his
whatever.
office
He's
at that
going to be
point.
like, okay, that sounds reasonable. He's going to forget what you're even arguing for.
Yep.
And
that would be my don't.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's see. When asking for a raise, don't sell yourself short. So much like... in this case, you wouldn't bring in Brandon, the terrible worker, because you say we do the same work. You wanna give as much of the credit to yourself as possible.
Sure.
Any achievements you've done as a team, as a unit, as a company, you need to start putting on your shoulders, and you start saying things like, I I carried this, I invented this, I increased our sales. You need to start literally taking advantage of any good thing that's ever happened to anyone around you and telling the boss that it was you.
You're not even responsible for.
Yeah. You could be like, and I testified at Congress to help end child trafficking, and he'll be like, oh my God, that's not even in the job description.
Remember that war that was happening in Iran? Yeah, you know how it's over now? Look at this guy.
Two tours right here.
Yeah.
But you hear the whole time, I kept flying overnight.
Yeah.
Red eye right there, and fight and come back.
Hey, there's 24 hours in a day, sir. I use all of them.
Don't sell yourself short. Sell yourself long.
Yeah, real long.
Real long.
Long.
Nice and long.
Yeah.
Like a noodle.
Really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, God. That's a good one. Let's end there, and let's move on here to our next segment. Oh, wait. Did you hear that? Are you getting that? Can you pick that up?
It says unknown, but yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and pick that
Hello,
up.
Random Word Podcast.
Oh, it just does.
You know what that's called? That's called acting.
We're just messing around. We're just two goofy guys.
You should have seen the look on your face, you idiot.
We're just two goofy guys just messing around.
We're just joshing, throwing some, you know what I call it? Throwing some J's across the room. Those are jokes.
What a bunch of tomfoolery.
Hey, here comes a J your way.
Oh, let me catch it. Oh,
hey, you just caught that J. That's a joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, we got you. Face.
Face,
right in the face, camera, face.
Welcome, Rando Nation, to another installment of Call Center, where we take your questions, your worries, your woes, your concerns.
Your woes. That's a good word, woes.
And we take them and we make them, we mold them.
We massage them.
We massage them and we develop them into creative solutions for you to take home.
Yeah. That's what we do. That's what we do. We just massage you.
We massage your issues away.
God, you and I should get a couples massage.
We should.
And then we can
we could hold hands during it, I guess.
I wonder if they'd let us bring in a camera. They probably wouldn't.
Okay, no, absolutely not.
Well, I wonder if we could have microphones.
Say that back to me, but envision yourself at the front desk of the massage place.
Yeah.
Hey, could I bring in just a camera? Nothing sexual. I just want to videotape us getting massaged. Yeah. It's for a podcast.
Yeah. Sex podcast. All right. So here's the. I mean, we've done everything at this point for the podcast. No. I did not mean you and me.
You're right, though.
Oh, God. No, I meant for the show. Okay. Robbie, 25 years old. Sleepwalk woes is the subject line. I've recently found out my husband sleepwalks. He also ends up getting snacks from the fridge as well. I know you can't wake people when they are sleepwalking, but any tips on how to take steps to avoid this? So right off the bat, Robbie, sleepwalking does not exist. It's a myth. It's a lie that people say.
Myth?
Yes, it's a lie that people say when they're caught sneaking food late at night.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah, it's not real.
Sleepwalking is definitely
It's not
real,
Talk
man.
to a doctor. Talk to a doctor. Talk to a doctor.
What doctors have you talked to?
I'm just telling you.
Is that what a doctor told you?
Like, for instance,
Did a doctor tell you that?
I haven't explicitly asked one. I'm just saying go talk to one. They'll tell you the same thing I told you today. Because here's the thing. Robbie and his husband, he's probably been putting on a little bit weight. And Robbie's like, man, I wonder, he eats salads during the day. I don't know where the weight's coming from. He's been doing a great job. He's going to the gym. And then he suddenly catches Robbie catches his husband coming back from the fridge with a whole sleeve of Oreos. And he goes, "What are you doing, Jim?" And Jim's like, "Oh,
I was sleepwalking.
I was asleep. Oh, Oreos. Oh man." It's a myth. It's not real. It's not
Okay,
real.
so you're saying...
So your solution is confront your husband and tell him, "Look, I talked to a doctor. Sleepwalking is not real. Let's talk a little bit more about your diet and these late night sneak snacks."
Okay. Yeah, I guess that could work. And again, you're not supposed to wake them up directly, right?
Yeah, because they may have like a heart attack and die.
Yeah.
What's scary is sleep murders. That is a real thing. People do murder in their sleep.
Night terrors are a real thing.
Well, night terrors are real. I've had them.
I think I talked about it.
I've had night terrors.
The guy said he's like, "Oh, I normally get night terrors once a week," and we're like,
at camp. Yeah.
We were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Well, like, have you had it yet? He's like, "No," and it's like Saturday.
But
it
sleep,
was like,
sleep murders would be a very easy way to excuse you murdering like your significant other, because you'd be like, "Oh my god, what happened? I was asleep.
Well,
Next thing I know, they were awake."
I think the fingerprints would still be like...
Well, you could say, but fingerprints don't show if you're awake or asleep.
I guess you could plead the fact that you sleep murdered somebody.
The key is to stay in bed, and then when the cops show up, you wake up like, "What are you guys doing here?"
Good morning.
Yeah.
Why are your guns out?
What are you guys doing here? Oh, she's dead? Oh my god, I didn't know. So.
If you say it exactly like that, there will be absolutely no problems.
What's your advice for Robbie? Do you have any advice for Robbie?
I mean, if you can't wake him up directly,
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are about other things waking him up. So I think instead of those snacks that he's been sneaking, maybe you put mouse traps or some kind of like a air horn
or like a taser.
Yeah, or a taser, and they open the cabinet, boom, and then guess what? If they were actually sleepwalking, I don't know if they died, but it wasn't like someone else waking them up, so they did it to themselves.
I can't blame you.
But second of all, if they were faking it like in your strategy, guarantee you they're probably not going to do it again.
100%.
So I think you just got to roll the dice on this one, Robbie.
It's all fake.
Roll the dice, Robbie.
All right. Who do we got next, Salty Dalton?
Micah.
Oh, he's a sped eater. You didn't put the other E. I mean, Robbie didn't. Or Micah.
I think when I translated, I forgot the. Micah is 32, and the subject is speed eater.
It says sped eater.
It says sped eater. Maybe this kid actually eats speds. We don't know that yet. My kid literally eats faster than a vacuum sucks up dirt. I cannot seem to get him to slow down other than feeding him one nugget at a time. Help. Stop.
Ooh.
That's tough. Now, I know they have invented those, especially for dogs, because bigger dogs will like eat food way too fast.
Yeah.
Especially when they're a puppy. So they have like those food mazes where it's like you spread the kibbles out and they actually have to like work and lick to get in there. So what I'm thinking is maybe you design a almost like scavenger hunt puzzle type Saw 5 situation where it's
educate him while he, at the same time.
Where it's just like, it's like, okay, well, in order to get to your grilled cheese sandwich, you have to solve this complicated long division. And then they get in there and then they get half the grilled cheese sandwich. They eat that. And then that drags it out over the span of like an hour, and maybe they digest better.
I like it because mine was just going to be hide the other parts of the sandwich around the house.
A scavenger hunt.
So
I was going to
like
go with that first. But okay.
Same concept.
That might be funnier.
Separating out the food. Now, you can put it in like a Ziploc bag so it's not like touching dust and stuff, but like you hide them in Ziploc bags all across your house. And that way, if they really want to find it, they have to go find it.
I got an idea. Okay, so the issue here, maybe we don't want them, because like if the food is just scattered around, they're still going to eat it just as fast, right?
Ooh, true.
So how about this? You take
remove all their teeth.
You take the food and you separate out like the portions of it. You wrap it in like 40 different layers of saran wrap.
Okay.
So every time you peel off a layer of saran wrap, a new piece of food becomes available to eat. And that way they can do it
Teach you some portions
fast enough where they start eating in the portions and they have to keep peeling off. So they still have to like spend time on that.
Yeah.
But they're not just eating it all at once.
Backup idea, Micah, remove their teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always replace teeth. That's why dentists exist.
George Washington, wooden teeth.
Yeah, he had wooden teeth. And old
So
people.
it's only gotten better.
It's really, I mean, actually, they look probably pretty realistic nowadays. They probably look better than what this kid's teeth would normally look like because he's eating all the time. So.
Yeah.
Last one here is
He's eating all the time.
Brienne, 29 years old, acting up.
Oh, I thought it was Brianne.
Brianne.
Or Brienne.
I think it's Brienne.
Brienne?
Maybe it's Bran. Maybe
Remember we
just,
used to give them nicknames?
oh,
Bran Flakes.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a good nickname. So having trouble getting into character for local play I'm in. I don't really understand my role and I'm not really that interested in it. Any advice on how to maybe get more into it? So that's weird, Brienne, because like if it's a local play, I'm sure nobody forced you into this. So you tried out for it. You got a part.
Or maybe maybe they just gave you a part you didn't want, but
which
like
probably means you're not very good, to be honest. But okay, but the scenario is she's got her role, Salty Dalton. She's not really into it. She wants to get into character. You know, she wants to get into this play. What should she do?
I think it depends on what your part is. Maybe it's like tree B.
Yeah.
And if you have to play that tree.
Can you hear? Okay,
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I keep hitting these.
One thing that you can do is you can probably just so you really have to you take a page from all the great actors in history. You got
like
you got
the guy that shot Lincoln.
Yeah, you
John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah, he was preparing to play an assassin in a play.
He didn't know the gun was loaded.
Actually did it.
Yeah.
He was living the part. You need to live the part. So say you're a tree, right? You're gonna go out into the woods. You're gonna throw away all your belongings.
Method acting.
And you're gonna stand there like this.
That's what it is. Method acting. You
got to do it. You're gonna
stand
there and stand there until you understand what it's like to be a tree.
How do you think Daniel Day-Lewis does it?
And at the point where you can no longer distinguish if you are a human or you are a tree, you are ready for the play. I think you need to devote yourself to your character. 100%.
I think especially getting rid of all your worldly possessions, all your friends and family, like, because you want to just concentrate on justice. It may be a local community theater. It may just be a side hustle. You know, you're not getting paid for it. It's all volunteer. But, you know, that doesn't mean you can't give it your all because you never know who's watching. Because they sometimes say talent scouts will go to local theaters and find the next Brad Pitt. They might be there. And if you're Tree 2 and they're like, God damn, that's a hell of a Tree 2 over there.
And, like, if the reviews say there were literally points during that play where I thought that I was looking at a redwood forest. Yeah. And I had to blink and realize that it was just a man in a tree.
I couldn't leave the plane the play alone.
He couldn't leave it alone.
Couldn't leave it alone.
It was a tremendous play.
Yeah, it was tremendous. You're right.
Another thing you could do.
Yeah.
Before we close the
I
show.
had wood the whole time.
I'm just trying to think. It's like any other tree puns.
Yeah, I was thinking of branch, but it's like it was like the fourth branch of the government.
The fourth branch. Yep. The branch of the secret branch. One thing you can do is legally change your name to the name of the person in the play.
Ooh, I like that.
And then you're forced to say, like, if someone says, "Oh yeah, how can I help you? What's your name?" and you go, "I am background farmer C." And they're like, "What?" And then you have to say, "I am background farmer C." And you stand up on your chair and you go, "I am background farmer C." And by having their name, you are forced to be them, whether you want to or not.
Yeah, legally you changed your name. So on your license it says back, because you can change your names at any point. So you can always change it back. But for during the play's duration, you should probably change it like that.
Oh yeah.
I know my sister will enjoy that because she is in local community theater, so she probably would get some good advice there as well. So that about does it for Call Center. Again, the randomwordblog at gmail.com is the best way to get in touch with us, as well as on Instagram at Random Word Podcast is a great place to get in touch with us on Instagram. And we have, again, 39 next week, 40's the big quiz, then your next best of, and then the next season starts of the show. Can you believe it, Salty Dome? We are almost at 40 episodes.
40 episodes. That's 40 weeks.
And a quick reminder, episode 50, when we get there,
episode 52 will be 52 weeks. That will be wild. A year.
Yeah, well, we've skipped some.
Yeah, we have. Yeah. Okay, that's not accurate.
August, I know.
Episode 52 will be close. Yeah.
In August, it will be our official 1-year anniversary.
Yeah, August.
But
wow, that's
episode
still like 2 months
50
off. Yeah,
yeah,
we're a ways off.
Yeah,
We
got
lied to you
time.
just now.
Episode 50, what we're going to be doing is re-listening to the very first episode of the show ever and commenting on it. So look forward for that.
It'll be a long episode, yeah, because we got to play it while we play, pause, talk, play, pause,
exactly.
or talk over it.
It'll be extra packed, but that's in a long time from now, so I don't even know why I'm telling you that. So, Salty Dalton, we're going to end the show on a phrase.
Yep. I got it ready.
Do you have one ready? Okay, you have one ready. So this is a good one. Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah, it's a good
one. Okay.
I mean, can you handle it? Are you ready?
Let me just get into the mental. Okay, I am
tree.
co-host.
You are a tree.
I am co-host.
I am a tree.
Yeah, just think we're both hosts of the show. We're co-hosts.
Yeah, you could actually put that on your resume.
Co-host. I'm a co-host. I don't know. I was thinking of like a song.
This is my show now.
I'm in love with the co-host.
Thanks, man. Me too.
No, I'm not. Remember when I talked about us having sex earlier? So you got a phrase?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is it. This is 38. This is the end of 38 episodes. God, that's a lot.
Dirty 38. Yeah.
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
Show.
Yeah.
Jesus, too many. If you ask me.
You ready?
Okay. All right. What do you got?
Keep on trucking.
No, you did that one. You did keep on keeping on.
No, I didn't. Pete said keep on, keep on.
Keep on, keep on.
Keep on.
Give me another one. Give me another one. Because we've done one similar to that.
Keep on. We've never done keep on trucking.
No, we've done one similar. You said.
All right.
right.
This fits perfectly.
Okay.
Back to the drawing board.
Yes, I love that. Back to the drawing board. Man, another episode in the books. Sayonara, my sweet suckers.
VLE.
Robot Dalton.
What is love?